Iris is surprised and bothered by Caspar's touch, and if only to break away from him, she jumps up as if in assent. She hands her bowl to Ruth, who settles the windmill inside it, up to its little wooden neck in emerald peas. "Iris, will you imperil our position here?" asks Margaretta. Iris can't answer her mother. Caspar has Iris again by the faintest of touches. Walking backward, he draws her into the studio. "Why shouldn't we learn by studying the master's work? It's why we're here, isn't it?" says Caspar. "I am here being silent and helpful," says Iris, to be truthful. "Not to learn." "No master restricts learning, or he's no master," says Caspar. At last he drops Iris's hand. She feels immense disappointment, sudden hollowness. Ridiculous. Caspar pivots heavy panels from their careful angles, drying here, there. He finds the one he's looking for and pushes it out into a waning shaft of sunlight that falls in one corner of the room. "A study of," says Caspar. Words fail him then. Iris puts her hands to her mouth. Margaretta has been unable to maintain her posture of superiority, out of interest, or a motherly tendency to chaperone. She has followed them into the chamber. "Oh," says Iris. "Oh." "It is a good likeness," says Margaretta at last. "It's severe," Caspar concedes. "It's severe and true," says Margaretta. "Iris is plain to look at, painfully plain. Don't exaggerate her physical virtues, Caspar. It does no good in the end. She must accept it like the rest of us." Iris on the canvas is well painted, to be sure. Even Iris can see that. The colours are magic, a field of black lit with topaz, against which human figure and sprays of wild flowers glow in uncompromising light. The girl is a study in human ordinariness. Yes, it stops shy of grotesquerie. That would be Ruth, or worse. But the eyes are flat, lacking in intelligence, the lips pursed, practising resentment, the brows furrowed, the chin weak, the nose large. It is entirely Iris, or the Iris that she can guess at when she catches her own image in mirror or puddle or window glass. But it isn't the Iris whose hand almost throbbed with a terrified life of its own when Caspar grabbed it. It isn't the Iris who tends to Ruth when her mother has had enough. It is another Iris, a smaller one, secured on canvas thanks to ivory, olive and smudged umber. "Do you see what he's doing?" says Caspar. "Oh, wipe your eyes, you make yourself worse," says Margaretta roughly, and thrusts a rag at her younger daughter. "Do you see his efforts? Do you understand?" says Caspar. Ruth comes in, pointing at the canvas with surprise. Even she sees the likeness. Oh, hell's unholy agents. "He's taken and flattened all that is attractive in you," says Caspar. "It's like a lie that has enough resemblance to truth to convince for a brief moment. But you must not take it for gospel. He has used the grammar of your features to spell out a sentence. Do you know what it says?" Iris can't speak. Margaretta grunts. "It says that with all we've been through, we're lucky to be eating every day and sleeping safe under a roof. We're lucky if we're not being hunted down by some brimstone-breathing fiend from hell. That's all it says. Come, girls." "It says," Caspar insists, "it says nothing about luck, nothing about Iris, nothing about girls. It says only one thing. It says, 'Aren't the flowers beautiful?'" Iris isn't sure she can hear the dreadful painting say anything of the sort. "Don't you see?" says Caspar. "Here's a clutch of wild flowers ripped from the meadow, and here's a peasant girl paused to catch her breath. They're the same thing. They're about simple values which are natural, not artificial or cultivated." "You embarrass everyone. Keep still," says Margaretta. "You're making it worse, Caspar. What good have you done us?" "She likes to look," says Caspar. "Don't you know this about your daughter?" "She can scarcely look. Her eyes are streaming with silly tears." Margaretta doesn't move to hold her daughter. Iris knows that isn't her mother's way. But Margaretta's voice is cold in her daughter's defence, and for a moment that is warmth in itself. "Stop this nonsense," says Caspar. "You're an apprentice as much as I am, Iris. Don't look at yourself on the canvas. Look at the painting of the master. It doesn't matter whether he gets the commissions from the titled families of Europe. He's a genius, though none know it but we in this room. Look at the painting. Here is your luck. You are a part of a small masterpiece. You will live forever. Caught forever as a slab-cheeked pike." Iris runs from the room and stands on the other side of the open doorway, her sides heaving as if they will split. Margaretta doesn't follow her. She says to Caspar, "You've broken a household law of the master's. I'll advise him to release you from your bondage to him. You've done damage to his intentions, as if the damage you've done to my daughter's spirit isn't enough." Caspar says, "Oh, hush. You don't have the power to recommend a thing to him, and he doesn't have the power to release me even if he wanted. As for Iris, she'll come to thank me in time, for the eye needs education, and she has an eye. You're more the fool to be so blind to it." "And an eye, as you call it, will find such an ugly girl a husband?" says Margaretta. "When the time comes, an eye will help her be happy at her chores, at hearth and table, at well and garden, in the bed and over the graves of her children. You, for all your airs, are young enough to be almost entirely stupid. An eye will help her love the world better, and isn't that why we live?" "And who will love her?" says Margaretta. "I think it won't be you, young Caspar." She has cut him. Iris, out of sight, knows it, because for once he is silenced. Margaretta mutters beneath her breath about the portrait of Iris with poking sprays of gold and amethyst flowers. Raw cruelty, but raw honesty, she avers. Ruth is the one who lumbers out of the room, following the trail of muffled sobs to comfort her sister by bringing along the pretty plaything, the windmill. It doesn't comfort Iris, but she twirls the arms anyway, trapped into being pleased for stupid Ruth's sake.